Hey everyone, Anthony Bolt here with PrairieBurn Canine Academy here in Kelowna, our BC division here. And I wanted to give a little talk about how it is we're able to hike a bunch of dogs or socialize a bunch of dogs in one area and be effective and make sure everyone's fun or having fun and that kind of stuff. So if you look today, I've got Poppy, Bruce, Karma, Finnegan, Sadie, Jake, Peckus, Blue, Pepper, Charlotte. And most of these guys have had some sort of dog-related issues in the past. But what we've done here is we don't start overnight with 10 dogs, right? What we do is we start with training them and their owners on kind of the basics, kind of working them through kindergarten, stuff like that, build a nice good foundation, and then we slowly add dogs from there. And as we're doing that, we build a relationship with these dogs where they trust us, they respect us, they respect that we have the best intentions in mind for them, and they trust that when we say something, it's for their benefit, right? Similar to building trust with your children or employees or students, if you're a teacher. So we build that trust and respect that way, and we do that individually, right? We don't bring them into a pack of 10 dogs and expect, expect that everything's gonna be fabulous and perfect right away. And we set them up to succeed, right? So we let them have those kind of baby steps where we work them into higher distraction areas, like what you see here. And then when you get to a place like this, or if your dog's having troubles even with one dog, again, baby steps, right? Build that relationship. That relationship of trust and respect doesn't happen overnight. You have to earn it, and take it nice and slow so that you're not forcing, Bruce, So Bruce just sniffed out some poo. It looks like it was deer poo, and all I had to do was say, and he just left it. So we can't force it. It doesn't happen overnight. But if you're noticing that everything is fine in your relationship with your dog, and you've built that foundation, they understand the training, the tools, they respect and trust you, and they're having a bit of a hard time around certain distractions or certain dogs, slow it down a little bit and make sure you're also aware of if you're advocating. So especially with play, you got to make sure it's shared play. So both dogs are, if it's two dogs for instance, that both dogs are at the same level of play. They're both kind of tit for tat. One will start play, the other one will play along, and then vice versa. The other one will start play with the first one, and that kind of stuff. So that's super important in matching personalities, right? So you wouldn't ask your bookworm child to become class president and maybe lead like the cheer squad or something like that, right? So you got to match the personalities with your dogs. And then you got to advocate. So let's say sometimes when I get a puppy, like Bruce, for instance, he can, hey, thank you. He can sometimes be in dogs' faces a bit more. So what's important is that we get the other dogs. Karma, come on. Karma, let's go. Good job. Poppy. So what's important is that we advocate. So if a puppy, for instance, is getting in the way of another dog, and the other dog you can tell is kind of backing away, isn't kind of wanting part of it, then back the puppy away, right? So if your dog is doing that to some other dog, just back them away, so that the dogs aren't forced to make bad decisions, right? We don't want that, and that kind of ruins our leadership or mentorship for them. That trust that we've got their back. It forces them into a situation where they're forced to make the decision, and lots of times it's not a good one, because at that point they're not capable of making the best decisions yet. So I just wanted to chat a little bit about that. about advocating for your dogs, making sure play is shared. And then in a bigger situation like this as well, do you notice everyone's kind of spread out a little bit? And let's say if Poppy over there and Bruce, who are kind of politely playing together, if they were doing that right here, I would stop it. Because these guys are just enjoying a nice walk, hanging out right here. So this is a bubble where dogs can just kind of take a breather and enjoy walking with me. When they're more out and about, that's when I allow them one-on-one to play. Hey. So there, Blue is wanting to get involved in the play, making it 3. And remember, 2's company, 3's a crowd. That's why I stopped him. And then that just resets play again, and then we can re-go from there. But yeah, just keep things in check. We want them to have fun, obviously. That's the number one goal. But we don't want them to get to such a level of excitement where they're making bad decisions, right? We want to avoid having to correct them as much as possible if we can. It should be mostly about fun and soft direction, guidance, stuff like that, as opposed to saying, no, that's unacceptable. And of course, there's a time and place for that. We all hear no as human beings. Our dogs need to hear it too. It's healthy. But we want to set them up the best we can, right? So that we're not being able to be nice and fair, building that trust and respect for both ends, right? Because that's the key in building that relationship, is I have to trust and respect my dog, that I've put in the work, with them to help guide them and prove that I'm trustworthy and respectable. Hey, Karma. Thank you. Bruce. So there they were, all just in a pile. I've just cut down wood, and I don't allow dogs to pick anything up. Keep them moving. And then vice versa. Like if I haven't set my dog up and taught them over and over and over again what the right decisions are, I can't then give them crap for making the wrong decision because I haven't done my part in the relationship, right? And eventually dogs will become really self-sufficient. Hey, Finnegan. So there again, Finn, Karma, and Bruce were just over that. I called them off. So yeah, teaching them the ropes, letting them know over and over and over again what the expectation is, before you set them up to potentially have to correct them unnecessarily when your relationship isn't quite at that point yet. And taking baby steps too. So if your dog is good socializing around most dogs one-on-one, and you throw them into a backyard with 5 of your friends' dogs that your dog one-on-one is usually good with, that might be a bit of a Poppy, bit too big of a step for your dog and your relationship to handle at that point. Take it nice and slow. Enjoy the process, guys. Realize this is a journey, and take those little victories and build upon them. And build upon them instead of trying to rush for the end goal. The end goal is going to come, and it'll come faster if you take your time in the beginning. So that's always a big thing for me. When I talk to clients about, just take your time in the process, enjoy it. And the more you stay on the process and stay nice and strict with the little things, the quicker the big things come. Poppy, come on. Hey, good. Blue, thank you. So yeah, hope that helped. Please like the video. Let me know if you have any comments at all, questions. I'd love to hear it, and hope you enjoyed seeing these 10 beautiful dogs of the PrairieBurn family, the Tuesday crew. Hope you all have an awesome day.